Casting. She's great. I love her. I liked her on Nationwide best.
Would you like to see?
Sorry. Welcome. Thank you. Welcome to yet another edition of Lenny Henry with Lawley filling in for Wogan. So, Sue, where did you get those shoulder pads? That's what I want to know. Have you got two little boyfriends hiding in there? Keep broadcasting.
I thought I chatted a lot. I'm trying very hard to give Dudley Zoo a plug, because I'm very fond of Dudley Zoo, and I know you are too. Because I was a... Are you going to speak? He's not going to speak at all now.
No.
I know what's going to happen now.
Go on.
I was a waitress on Dudley Zoo. What did you do?
What, you mean you chuck meat into the lions and stuff? No, I used to collect bottles there. I used to walk around going, have you finished with that glass? I worked at Dudley Zoo sometimes at the Queen Mary Ballroom on a Sunday night collecting glasses.
That's right.
And then there used to be this place called the Safari Bar down the bottom of the zoo. And I used to collect glasses down there and restock all the things and throw Irish people out on a Sunday.
And this is...
Because the barman was really frightened. I said, oh, go and throw them out, Lenny. It's about time now. I was only 17. Could you leave, please? I said, oh, just leave through that door, please.
And this is when you were, what, 17, you said?
15 working on the zoo.
15. And then you got up on the stage.
I used to get up and do Elvis sometimes. And somebody saw me do... Thank you very much. Thank you. I used to get up and do Elvis and...
Go on.
Oh, you want me to do it?
I want to do Elvis.
Sue, you ain't paying me no money to do this, you know.
I will sponsor you for £10 for comic relief to do Elvis now.
Well, there's a one for money, two for sure. We to get rid of... Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I can see. £10, okay.
From the table, £10.
I can't believe that they're saying Elvis is still alive. I don't want to see this Elvis that's alive at the moment, do you? Imagine this Swamp Thing zombie with sideburns walking towards you going... Oh, shit, my leg and my bum falls out. Thank you very much. I don't want to see this Elvis with bits of rotting vegetables coming out of his pelvis.
Oh,
no, thank you.
Don't.
Sorry, because he was the king. He was my favourite.
I know, he was...
I don't want him walking around like this.
And was that what you did on New Faces, when you went on there? Because
No.
it was from Dudley Zoo you went to New Faces.
From Dudley Zoo to New Faces, I went on and it was weird, actually, because they didn't know I was black when I went on. That's me. Oh, no! The shirt. And the collar over there like this. Hi. I thought it looked great. So you're looking like I haven't got a tank top on or something.
So what did you do when you got on there?
Did Frank Spencer, because everybody... Hello. I did all that.
And,
Hello, Jessica.
Another £10.
Another £10.
Hello, Jessica. Who saw the Queen on Christmas Day?
All that rubbish.
And you did David Bellamy, £10.
You can...
David Bellamy.
I hope you put button... Well, look at all these amazing flowers. Who wants Wogan? Now, more money. Everybody can do something for comic relief. It's really easy. Take, for instance, what I'm doing now. This is known as a jolly live jack, because what you can actually do is completely uproot the flowers, and it's all for comic relief, ladies and gentlemen. Beat this dirty dead, yeah! This is live television, pal! Uh-oh, they're getting angry soon. Sorry, dude.
Is that it?
Yes.
That was £10 worth of David Bellamy?
That was more than... So Elvis, David Bellamy,
yes.
Frank Spencer, that's 30 quid, you owe me. OK, good.
30 quid. I suppose, should we ask him for one more? Yeah. Well, you can have, I reckon you can have Muhammad Ali.
That's a good one.
Or is that a good... Oh, so good. He's modest, too.
Yes.
or Dave Allen?
Dave Allen, Ali's better.
Go on then, Ali.
I could do Ali.
£10.
£10, 40 quid.
£40.
My name is Muhammad Ali. I'm so fast. I'm so tough. I could even silence Brian Clough. I know I'm good. Joe Frazier's so ugly, when he cries, the tears go up his head and down the back of his neck.
Very good.
Thank you.
It's covered in flowers.
Sorry,
That's the
darling.
trouble. It's really nice.
Sorry.
Right.
Sorry.
Come on. We've got to be serious a minute now.
OK.
Because this man,
What a
albeit
laugh. What a laugh,
comedian,
eh? 5 minutes of Wogan, we're having a laugh.
Shut up a minute,
Sorry.
won't you? This man has been to Africa to see how the money's spent, yes?
Yes.
You went to Burkina Faso.
Burkina Faso, which used to be called Upper Volta. It's sort of Central Africa. It's a place the size of Great Britain. And it's just huge, hot and dusty. And I was there for 8 days, sort of filming these little documentaries for Comic Relief. And it was just dead interesting.
He's different when he's serious, isn't he? Shall we have a
Calm
look?
down now.
Shall we have a look at a bit of that
Yes,
now? This
okay.
you doing a reporter piece to camera in the centre of Africa. Oh no, the west.
This is the way the land has become round here. Hard and dried out with a crust like concrete. Look at it. But over the last year, this land has changed. Look, they've had a harvest. This field alone produced 40 sacks of grain. And the thing that's made the difference is this. A simple line of stones. It may be simple, but it works like magic.
Now, what's this now? Tell me.
What used to happen is, because the ground is so hard, when it rained, the rain used to just roll off like water off a duck's back. But what this one farmer discovered is, if you put lines of stones along the contours of the land level, actually the water sort of falls and then it stays in the ground. It's a really stupid, simple thing. It works like a miniature dam. So what they're doing now is all the villagers, everybody, men, women, all the kids are collecting stones so they can make these stone lines. And it's a brilliant thing. What freaked me out is even the kids have to sort of sit on the mum's back, but working as well. And it's great because it's getting the land back. It's making it fertile again.
They work incredibly hard.
So hard, especially the women. The women work so hard. And that's a brilliant thing, and that's with the knowledge of Oxfam and Save the Children. They're spreading out the know-how of that, so that villagers all around are learning about this technique. It's really good.
But I know I mean, it's a pretty humbling experience all round, isn't it? And you saw some pretty poorly children.
Well, I saw. When you think about things like 15p it costs to make this sachet of stuff called ORS, which is sugar, salt, and water. And what it does is it stops you having diarrhea. Now, we saw a little girl out there, and she was 8.5 pounds. That's how much she weighed, and she was 2 years old, and she was dying from diarrhea. Now, 15 pence can give you one of these things. So people who say, you know, well, I'm not going to give, because, you know, you can't give enough. Even like 10p is enough to save somebody's life. Yeah. You know, buying the record can save people's lives. All these things that we're doing, you've got to do something. You've got to get out there and do something, because it's like having a good time and doing something good as well.
There's a smashing picture of you somewhere. I think we've got it, of you with the red nose. No, that's you with the women. There's another one.
That's me watching a health
lesson.
lesson.
Here we are, look. Isn't that lovely?
Yeah, it's great.
I mean, a bit like, I suppose, Bob Geldof and the music. Comedy crosses all boundaries. Really, that's what it's
good, you know. I mean, people, although they didn't know who I was, it was great. I was doing this interview with these ladies, and I was talking away, and I was interviewing her, and she started to laugh, and the interpreter said she knows that you don't understand what she's saying. She was just going, who is this idiot? What's he talking about? But they knew why I was there, and they were really grateful. And we asked this one guy, you know, if there was one thing you could change, you know, what would you change? And he said, well, I'm from Burkina Faso. This is where I was born. God meant for me to be here, but it'd be nice if we had some nice water. Yeah. You know, I mean, that was it. And
not to have to walk 3 miles.
Not to have to walk 3 miles. Yeah. £200 it cost to build a well. Yeah. It cost £600 to buy cement to build a dam. You know, I mean, these things are all manageable.
Did you feel, though, odd? I mean, you, a comedian, standing there in the midst of this kind of starvation and harsh.
Well, it wasn't really. Can I just straighten this out? We weren't there to sort of be there, sort of saving people's. Hey, everybody's starving, because it's not. It wasn't about that this time. There's a thing about the West. Unless they can see starving babies, they don't think anything's happening. Whereas, as far as we're concerned, Oxfam Save the Children Comic Relief, if you can see starving babies, it's too late. We want to prevent that. So while we were over there, basically trying to see what we could do to improve the quality of life, because it is so poor out there. And that's basically what we're trying to do, long-term projects.
And that, of course, is the lure of comic relief, isn't it? Because it's an odd thing when you think about it, talking about something which is a potentially depressing subject, putting comedians on the front of it and asking everybody to have a good time. It's a very powerful mixture.
Yeah, and you can live with it, you know. If you think, you know, plan this weekend what you're going to do for comic relief, what brilliant time you're going to have, what stupid thing. There's a girl who's dressing up as Kylie Minogue and having custard thrown at her, which is pretty stupid, but, I mean, that's what she's going to do. Last year, somebody tap danced by everybody's desk in an office and raised £1,000. The people are doing really stupid things, and they're having a really good time to make money for this really good cause. Everybody can do something.
Let's have a look at something some people have already done. Some people are not normally silly, but who have turned out to be
Golf excitement today at Wentworth when Seve Ballesteros had a hole in one and a small tear in the other one.
This is Australopithecus, our earliest known ancestor. This humanoid individual lived over 2 million years ago and was miraculously preserved in the position in which he died. Next to him, Neanderthal man dating from 100,000 BC. The neck is slightly more developed, the arms shorter, the posture more upright. By 50,000 BC, Neanderthal was in turn replaced by Cro-Magnon man, who very closely resembles modern man just behind him. Of course, these four all have one extraordinary thing in common. They were, and still are, waiting for a 132nd.
morning, stargazers. I didn't see that coming.
Darling, I know everyone's banging on about safe sex, but really, don't you think this is taking things a little too far?
I always think comic relief night's a bit like Christmas Eve. Everybody's in a good mood. Everybody just wants to have a good giggle. There's an awful lot of goodwill about it.
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic. Especially all the diverse amount of people that are involved. Laurie McNemony, Lulu, Harry Carpenter. I love Harry Carpenter. It's just, people love it, you know. They run in, they do a quickie, and they run out.
And
it's
so
great.
do you. It's hard work. If your mum could see you now, Lenny, she must be very proud of you.
Yeah, she is. Hello, Mum. She's been ill. Hello, Mum.
Was she?
Yeah,
she in Dudley?
She's fine now. She's in Dudley now.
Hello,
You're
Dudley.
all right.
Hello, Dudley.
Put some big food on.
Now, after midnight, next Friday, I'm told it gets raunchy.
That's right, Sue. Hit it, fellas. You know, Sue, there comes a time on Comic Relief Night when the ladies have to get real sexy. See, Sue, my name is Theophilus P. Wild, the Beast. You're so cute I could wear you as a badge, Sue. You know, Sue, I'm so very sexy. Tonight I'm wearing studded leather underpants with the studs on the inside. Sue, I'm so very sexy. This morning I went into my closet, pulled open a drawer. My underwear was saying, me, me, me. Now, Sue, for 10 pounds, I want you to say, in a Dudley accent, Theophilus P. Wildebeest, I love you. Hit it.
Do you mean like Marley?
Go ahead.
Theophilus P. Wildebeest, I really love you.
Give her a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. That's at least 60 quid. 50 pounds.
50 pounds I owe you. I shall find it after the show.
Hooray, brilliant.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Lenny Henry, give him a big hand.
Do something. Thank you very much.
That's all. You messed the flowers up. Now something rotten. You can put them all together.